All right, buddy. So, what's your name and where you from?
Man, my name's Augie Calderon, man. I'm from Chicago, but I reside in Indianapolis.
Okay. Uh, Good old Chicago, man. I had a
Yeah,
few cats on here. I had one man. He's done quite a bit of time in Illinois prison and Illinois. I gotta get that right, man. Illinois.
Illinois,
Illinois
Illinois.
ain't no noise over there. Ain't no noise, but uh, so tell me, man. It's always interesting, interviewing people that grew up in Chicago and all that because of gang life and stuff like that. Before we get into everything, uh, did you run with anyone growing up into the system or anything like that?
Yeah. I was an SD, Saint Disciple growing up. As a kid. Until I got a little bit older, and then kind of retired type thing. You know what I mean? Laid back,
Yeah.
and yeah. And then when I got locked up, of course, I ran with it. As an old head. You know what I mean? Because I didn't go to prison until I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I should have been when I was a teen.
Yeah.
You know, been in the county, Cook County a few times and stuff like that, but never did no time in Illinois. Just here in Indiana.
Okay. So you did. Oh, it's Indiana.
Yeah, Indianapolis.
Indiana, damn it! I get them two confused all the time. Okay, so you grew up. That's how I got confused, man. You grew up in Chicago, but you did your time in Indiana. All
Yeah.
right. So I haven't had anybody on from Indiana yet at all. So this is gonna be interesting for me as well. But tell me, what led you to prison at such an old age, man? Not old, but you know what I mean.
Right. Oh yeah, that's how you feel.
30's the new 20's, man.
Yeah, you're right. Drugs, brother. You know what I mean? I came from the city, out here, landed in Indiana, and small town at first, and met a couple people, and made a couple things happen, and was making some money. And they say all money ain't good money, brother. You know what I mean? But it was good for a minute, and then till I got knocked.
Yeah.
Had
I've
a,
heard both sayings, man. All money's good money and all money ain't good money. But, it has its opportunity to be used in certain occasions, each phrase.
yes,
Uh,
sir.
but, okay, so I don't know my states too well, man. I know a few, but is Indiana pretty much a neighboring state to
Yeah,
Illinois?
it's a bordering state.
Okay, so it's kind of, you kind of got a little bit of a culture from Illinois over there in Indiana, pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, okay. So what happened, man? You go in there, uh, and you start running with the SDs or what?
Well, no, when I went in there, it was it's more like a Latin folks. It's like an umbrella. So you'll have 4 or 5 different gangs that ride under the Latin folks and kind of all one love and ride together.
Yeah, and this is in Indiana.
Yeah, so when I got locked up, I was in foreign land. So I tell the people at RDC, which is classification, they ask, they try to say, where would you like to go? I was like, send me to Westville. That's where, and they were like, Westville. And I was like, yeah, because, if anyone from my world got caught up in Indiana, they trying to get to Westville because it's close to home. It's only a couple
Yeah.
hours. So that's where I went. That's where they ended up shipping me. And so you got a lot of cats from Chicago. I mean, a lot at Westville. So
Okay.
as soon as I got in there, I was able to start meeting people from like-minded, my world.
Yeah, I understand that completely. Everybody wants to get to where the cheap phone calls and the quicker visitations are for their home. Well, that makes sense. Well, tell me, what county jail or city jail did you start off in Indiana? Well, how was the place? Was it
Man,
pretty wild or what?
nah, man, over here ain't really like that. I got caught up in Lafayette,
Okay.
Indiana, Tippecanoe County, and it wasn't shaking, man. It was just pretty laid back, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, my whole bit in Indiana was laid back, really
Well, that's
sweet.
good.
It
That's
was really
good.
sweet. um, and you had I hate to call them the corn feds, you know what I mean? They bumping with the people from the cities and stuff like that, but It wasn't too wild, man. It really wasn't.
Well, that's good, man. I hear a lot of crazy stories coming from prison, but this is a new state, and the whole purpose of this is for people to understand that state a little more. And that's what we're really going to get into here. I'm guessing there was no segregation. It was probably all integrated: blacks, whites, Hispanics.
Yeah, there was no segregation. Everybody together, man.
Okay, and what about the gang life in Indiana prison? Is it strong? Is it structured? Or what? I mean, who was probably a dominating force, I guess you could say, by number wise in Indiana?
Well, I can't speak for the other prisons in Indiana. I can only speak on Westville.
Okay, that's good.
Because I was there for 5.5 years. You know what I mean? And they there was a lot of GDs in there. GDs had numbers. Vice Lords had some numbers. Latin Kings, Serenos, Latin folks. Then you had your prison gangs, Saxon Knights, which are the white boy gangs. Saxon Knights, ABs, the Dirty White Boys. They had some numbers too. I mean, it was pretty, but GDs I say had the dominant.
Okay, and these guys, I mean, you saw both ethnicities, white, black, and all into the same gangs, or were they kind of, taking it to that level?
Yeah, there was. There were sprinkles. You know what I mean? There was a couple of white GDs that I met in there that the GDs actually accepted. You know what I mean? The white Latin Kings, black Latin Kings, under Latin folks, which I was with, is multi-race. So there was everything. Sereno,
you got to know Spanish in there, man?
Huh?
You got to know Spanish?
Nah, I don't even speak Spanish. I'm Mexican, let me tell you.
Yeah, man, I know that's right.
I know speaking.
Okay. No one ever got a little cranky behind that shit?
Actually, so there was like some of the Mexicans that weren't affiliated, they kind of grouped together and they called themselves Raza. So see, we in Chicago, under Latin folks, there's a game called La Raza.
Okay.
So, but this wasn't the same Raza. This was just
okay.
a bunch of Mexicans that didn't want to be affiliated with it, but they came together for, to have some backup.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would give me a little slack, be like, man, you ain't a real Mexican, you don't speak Spanish. I was like, it is what it is, my guy. You know what I mean? I might not know the language, but I know the flavor.
I know the flavor, my friend. I know that's right. And speaking of flavor, man, shit. I hate to jump out the prison mindset really quick, but you were a chef in prison, correct?
I was like the prison chef. Yeah, I mean, I did all cooking for my family. You know what I mean? All my guys. We always.
So you weren't working for the state?
Nah, not in there.
Yeah.
When I got to not Westville, when I got to our IREF, which is it was a reentry program, I went into the culinary arts and I was the clerk there, and I really pretty much ran that class, and we fed the staff. We didn't feed the inmates. We fed staff, special guests, wardens, state legislators, and all that. So yeah, I was a prison chef in there.
That's crazy, man. And ladies and gentlemen, he's a chef out here in the streets, and you are making some delicious looking stuff, my friend. Thank
you. Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen any of my Chef Death episodes cooking prison meals, but damn, dude, you were cooking for all the homeboys. Now you're a chef. You ever think about whipping up a prison meal for the YouTube channel one day or something?
Yeah, I probably could, man. I probably, I know I could throw down, and I know 100 different ways to cook a noodle.
I know that's right. Oh shit! Well, I would love to see that, man. So you never know, man. You could just make one video, it could blow the hell up. Title that shit "Professional Chef Cooks prison meal
There you
when he was
go.
a prison chef or something. You know, that would get a lot of views, man. You
That
know.
might, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
actually, when I was locked up and I'd be cooking for my brothers, it was like a TV show damn near because I'd have crowds around me, and I'd be whipping things up, ooh and on people. You know what I mean? So it was like, man, like I said, I'd have crowds around me watching me. People always used to tell me, man, you should get out there and become a chef. You should open your own place and woo woo. And I did. I didn't open my own place, but I came out here and I actually went to work release. When I got to work release, one of the guys that went through my culinary arts class that I was helping teach, as soon as he seen me, he was like, "I got you a job," and I was like, "Bet." And sure enough, he got me an interview. I got hired at a little Italian restaurant out here. Uh, 18 months after I started, I was running the whole kitchen. I was I was the chef.
Damn,
And
dude.
it
And
was
you
kind
know
of
they
like a
make some pretty sophisticated plates, man.
yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. And then after that, I hooked up with a chef that was uh, the executive chef of a high priced steakhouse out here. He opened up his own little restaurant in a little town out here that he's from, and went there with him, and man, we blew up. We blew up.
Oh,
That's
so
for sure.
so you were there since the beginning, huh?
Day one. And matter of
Damn.
fact, yesterday was my last day. I'm moving on to another job. So like last night, it was my last shift, and they really put it to me, man. They put it to me. Hey, guys calling in. I thought I was going to have an easy day. Well, I was back there humping and sweating, and but
Oh
we was
man.
drinking them. Yeah,
Yeah. I
it was
mean, was
fun.
it a little sentimental goodbye or like okay, goodbye. See you later, buddy.
No, it was my staff was with me. A majority of my staff's been with me for 3 to 4 years, so it was very sentimental. It was the hardest part of getting ready to go to another position somewhere else was leaving my staff.
Yeah.
Because they made me look good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I'm
I give
guessing
all the credit
you
to
get
them.
yeah, I know that's right, man. I'm guessing you got a better pay at this new job coming up.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah,
That's
a little
good. I
something,
mean,
something.
is it is it a whole different genre of food? Because I
No,
mean,
actually, I'm going full circle now because now I'm going back to another Italian place.
oh, okay, okay. I respect. There's a show out there, and I'm gonna ask you some questions really quick about penitentiary here in a second. But there's a show that I used to watch called Chef Juniors or something like that. I don't know if you ever seen it, and they have like kids cooking the most amazing elaborate meals you ever go check it out on Netflix. I'm sure it's on there or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they
But
did like Junior Master Chef or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
it's like that, man. And they would have a couple kids on there that's probably, 6 years old, whipping up like souffles and shit,
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff, man. I'm like, damn, how do they even know all of these ingredients, all
exactly.
these recipes? And I'm like, I respect them chefs, man, because you got to learn a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. Some restaurants they serve all kinds of varieties. Different styles. When you were in prison, was there any particular contraband food items that you had to have as a mandatory? Like you had to have it, man.
Man, I'm gonna keep it real. Spices was the main thing. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah. Oh, you got some spices. What kind of spices you get?
man, I had everything. I had cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder. I had it all. Because we was making some moves in there. You know what I mean? So I mean for the 5.5 years I was there, I'm gonna say at least 3 of them years, every brother had a phone. We was smoking, we was drinking. We was getting it in. And so I mean, guys coming working at production kitchen, a couple squares, a couple rollies, I'm gonna get whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they would bring it in, and I even had guards. I had COs that would want my food, and they would exchange outside food. So
Damn.
I'd whip something up, a calzone or whatever it may be, put it in the microwave. Afterwards, I walk away. They go in there, open the microwave, grab it, throw Wendy's bag in there, walk away. I walk right back
Damn,
out.
hold on. I mean, that's cool as hell, but you just said a calzone. You were whipping up calzones in there, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Indiana sweet because the commissary was good. We had a Chef Boyardee pizza kits.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm making calzones. Look, I made one of my guys got married to his fiance, and when he came back to the dorm, I done whipped this man up 2 deep dish pizzas and his wedding cake. You know what I mean? And me and my brother sat around and ate. You know, we ate good. I had one of my guys take a 5-gallon bucket and cut the bottom and left it like that deep, and it fit perfectly in the microwave.
Yeah.
So now I'm whipping up deep dish pizzas, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's the key, man. That damn little tray type thing for a lot of things, you know, to be cooked in a good little shape. Deep dish, man. That is a Chicago thing, ain't it? Deep dish pizza.
It is. Yes, it is.
I don't like deep dish pizzas, man. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. I don't know.
It can be really filling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like, you know, I like thin crust. Do they sell a lot of thin crust out there in Chicago, or is it just deep dish?
Hand toss, really. You know,
Yeah.
like the hand toss. That's my favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather have a hand toss pizza than a deep dish any day. But we're in prison.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
we're gonna get what we're gonna get. You know what I mean?
Damn right. Well, deep dish sounds excellent in prison. You're probably starving all damn day, but
No,
yeah,
but see, that's the thing with me being a cook. I never went hungry.
I know that's right. You all eat as long as you're whipping up, boy. You getting a piece of that shit, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I go to work for 5, 6, 7 hours, or however many hours we're in there, and come back to the dorm, and I would cook all night for other people. Not just for me and my brothers, but I would cook for other people. They were like making reservations.
Damn.
Slotting in times, man. Bring their stuff. I whip it up. They pay me in food, whatever. Bring it back to them. Man, when I was at IREP, I was doing like a pizza delivery service.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
man. Hey, look, this is, you know, I've heard some very interesting stories, but this one, man, you know, it putting a smile on my face, man. What about gambling? There any gambling going on in there?
Yeah, there was that. I mean, that's like a staple. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of gambling, which I stood away from because I learned in the county when I got my head knocked, not physically, but on the card table, and lost a decent amount of money. I had to have my female come bring some money put it on this man's books. You know, from that point on, I was like, nah, I ain't gambling no more. And I see fights and all that stuff going on. I stay away from the drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of gambling.
Yeah. What about predators, man? Is there any predators in there trying to take some things that probably don't belong to them physically and, you know, canteen-wise?
So where I was at in Westville was like a medium. And I didn't really see, there was a lot of homosexual activity going on there. And, you know, they called them punks, you know, boys dressing up, makeup, and tight booty shorts with all that crap. But you didn't really hear too much about bandits, you know what I'm saying? But then you would have like some old schools come down from Michigan City or Pendleton, which is the like Indiana State Prison, you know, the max.
Yeah.
They've been down some years, and yeah, they be in new waters like a shark.
Damn.
Serving, getting them youngsters.
Yeah, that's messed up, man. That's crazy. Was there a lot of thievery in there that you seen? Yeah. How did this typically go down?
Man,
They just ransack their shit or extortion? How?
Man, every way. I mean, there was extorting people. You know, the chomos getting extorted. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they ran out in the main population?
Yeah. There were people who looked vulnerable, and so they were extorting on thievery, breaking into lockers, catching people coming from commissary, snatching their bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, back in the 90s, and I wasn't there at Westville, but they said, in all the stories I've heard, now back in the 90s at Westville Prison, that they used to call that the jungle. They had tunnels you go to commissary through these tunnels, and people were getting stabbed up, locked up, beat up, and everything come from commissary, man. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad I wasn't there at that time.
Yeah, me too.
But
I ain't trying to go in no tunnels for the next couple days.
right, exactly, exactly.
uh, well, that's what's up, man. I mean, was there any kind of moments out in there that might stand out to you if you were drinking in a bar, someone say, "Hey, you got any crazy prison stories?" That you could say to someone, or was it just that laid back, man?
I mean, there was a few stories, like one dude got killed. It was I think he was AB. Um, matter of fact, they beat him to death. They beat him underneath in the room because like in Westville you had dorms that were 2-man cells with no bars, just like the doors would be off. There wouldn't be no door. So
Okay.
just be a 2-man room. But they also had like 4-man, 8-man open dorms. So this happened to be a guy that was in a 2-man room. He was a AB. I guess he didn't. From the story I heard was that he was supposed to come down on one of these chomos and do some damage to him, and I guess he didn't do it. So they took care of him, and they beat him underneath until they beat him, put him underneath the bunk, go out, play some cards, come back a little bit later, beat him again, until finally the man passed away.
Damn. AB. Speaking of AB, were they? Did they have some numbers in there?
Yeah, they had some decent numbers. Matter of fact, man, I met a really good friend. He was an AB. He was an enforcer for the AB too. Old school cat, man. He was a good dude. But they had some numbers. Yeah, not a lot, but enough.
Let's see here. What was the lockdown status of that place, man? It was just pretty much open all throughout the day until count time and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like in the dorm setting, you know what I mean? It's wild all night. Open dorm. 100 people just in bunks, and I mean on phones but like on your in the rooms, once the day room closes, that's it. You gotta stay. You stay in your room. They don't want to catch you running in and out of other people's rooms and stuff. But it happened all night, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, Westville was super super sweet. They had a couple dorms that they called honor dorms, where they had PlayStations and stuff like that.
Damn.
Matter of fact, I ended up with like 6 or 7 of my brothers down there. We'd be up in there playing PlayStations, bottles full of hooch, just getting drunk, eating good, smoking, just
chilling, man.
chilling.
Yeah.
Like we was
That's
at the
crazy as hell. That's awesome. Well, look, did you ever smoke any bud in there?
man. Pounds of weed were going to this place. We
Okay.
called Westville was West Vegas.
Jesus, that place does sound like fun, my
It
friend.
is, brother. It is now. I'm not saying any of you.
Don't go there though.
Yeah, exactly. Do not
Yeah.
go there. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not the place you want to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm gonna tell you, man. If I could only pull one of them female guards at that time, I'd have been straight because I had everything else I needed.
Yeah.
Drink, phone, smoke. I just need that little good, and I'd have been cool.
Yeah, you're just living. That's it. Tell me, man. I mean, my first experience smoking a little tree in there after not smoking for a while, I was so damn high, man. I was messed up. I mean, did you ever have an experience like that where you're like, shit?
Yes. Matter of fact, so when I got locked up at first, I was in the county. I got sentenced. I sat in that county for almost a year after I was sentenced. It was a DOC holding facility.
Yeah.
There was like nothing getting in there.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like dried out, you know what I mean? And when I got to Westville, it was flooded. And so me and a couple of my brothers, we get to smoking, and man, I was hiding a bitch, man. I ain't gonna lie. But the one day that really sticks out was Super Bowl Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And it was the Saints versus the Colts.
Okay.
So it was live. Everybody was excited because the home team and everything else. We went up in the bathroom. My guy had just got, I don't know, man, quarter pound or whatever it may have been. Man, we were smoking back to back to back, and I was so high that I had to go lay down. And now this is years into my bit, so I was already been smoking. But this man had got some loud, you know what I mean? And I felt like I missed the whole Super Bowl. I had front row seat. I seen the first kickoff, and I came back. When I woke up and came back, it was when Peyton Manning got intercepted or something like that at the end of the game. I missed the
Yeah.
whole damn Super Bowl. I was mad.
Damn,
I
bro.
was so high,
Look.
I had to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's how I was, man. I smoked a J, and I was by the volleyball court, smoked J. I had to go lay down, man. I missed chow and everything. I couldn't even get the hell up, man. I was so damn high. It was unbelievable, man. But yeah, that place, you know, if you were, and don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just reiterate this. Hopefully that's the right word. You know, prison is a shithole. I don't care what kind of amenities they give you. Your freedom is taken. You know, so just remember that. When I say that place sounds really sweet, and you hear him say it, that's because we've been in prison and we seen shittier places than the places. You know, so it is sweet to us. You know, and what you're saying, it sounds like it is a pretty laid back and eventful prison, man. Indiana, and you said it's called West. What'd you say it was again?
Westville.
Westville. Okay, I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
get some images for this.
Westville. It's like one of the oldest. What's it called? The
Westville. I want to say.
mental hospital.
Oh,
Back in
okay.
the days, it's old. It's old, man. Yes, like you were saying, prison is a shithole. Now this place, with it being so old, in the wintertime, it was freezing. I mean,
Yeah.
guys sleeping in all your clothes plus the blankets. You know what I mean? In the summertime, you're just laying there sweating, just melting away because it's so damn hot you can't even move. And hot where there's no air conditioning in that one. Just laying there, just wanting to puke because it's so hot.
Yeah, I was in a
The
prison like that.
COs are, for the most part, some of them were okay, but there was a lot of assholes, you know. But so yeah, prison, it sucks. Like you
Yeah.
say, you're away from your family. You got to deal with all these different people. But at the same time, for me, and it was my first time, it changed my life. And it changed my life for the positive. And you're not going to hear a lot of people say that. Because I went in there thinking one way, and I came out thinking a whole entire another way. And as far as my work ethic and everything else. Being in there, you know, working, there was guys in there making $10.50 an hour. I was making $7.87 an hour in prison.
Damn.
Yes. So, you know, and Penn Products, you know, so and there was only 43 jobs that made that money in that prison. So if you got in there, you weren't trying to fuck up.
Yeah, damn right. You ain't trying to lose that.
Right.
That's a good amount of money, and
Yes.
that's an excellent amount of money in
Yeah,
prison.
you know, I know guys getting state paid $13, you know what I mean, a month, where I was making $7.87, you know, $5.50 or whatever every 2 weeks, and after the penitentiary, Westville, they knocked you for 55% for room and board and a victims fund. You know,
Damn.
yeah, they taxed the hell out you, but at the end of the day, you still got money. You don't have to worry about your family sending money, you know, the hardships they're going through and everything else. So so my work ethic, it changed. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to lose the job. On top of that, we was in the first group that they did the state of the U.S. Department of Labor.
Okay.
So it was an apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
Where once you finish that, you are certified. I got to be a certified assembler with the U.S. Department of Labor, and they give you a 6-month time cut for it. So you're really not trying to fuck it up. So you're getting paid. You're getting that paper as the certification, and you're getting a time cut. So you're focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and we completed it. I was in the first batch of guys that completed that program. So it changed my work ethic, my way of thinking, and everything else, man. Because I wasn't trying to fuck up, lose that job,
Yeah.
because I had family support and everything else, but they had their own problems.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure.
So I was making my money. Plus, I ran a store. You know what I mean? I ran a store for
Yeah.
4 years. You know what I mean? But I didn't have to bother nobody for nothing. And matter of
Yeah.
fact, if they needed something, I was able to help them out
Yeah.
in prison. You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy. Yeah. And I just interviewed someone not too long ago, and he did 38 years straight. And I asked him what he think should change in the prison system for the most positive, to bring positive results. And he said more programs, more stuff like what you're talking about for people. And yeah, man, I think if people had a program like that, skills and job courses and stuff like that that actually have a lot to lose. You know what I mean? Like you could lose the 6 months. You could lose your $7 and some cents an hour job. There would be a lot less, I think, in my eyes, violence and all that shit because there's more opportunity and people don't want to lose that opportunity, man. I think that would be because the prisons I see, man, they ain't have no shit whatsoever, man. Nothing. So people didn't really have nothing to lose. They didn't give a shit. But that's cool, man. It sounds like Indiana has or at least in that prison, they have some pretty good programs and stuff to really get shit going.
They had a couple, people would come in and out from different prisons, so they had these programs in a couple other prisons also, and you're right. If people had more programs and something to look forward to, they say an idle mind's a devil's playground.
Hell yeah.
So when you're just sitting there and you ain't got nothing going on, it's like fuck it, man. Someone's gonna make something shake, and it's usually for the wrong. But if you got them jobs, Indiana, man, with the way their prison system was running, with the programs, because there was a couple different ones. We made the town with truck tarps, for like on the back of your pickup truck, the trifold tarps and all that. We made them. And I'm saying there was guys making $10.50 an hour cutting the rails and stuff on that. But if they had more programs like that, man, so many more people would benefit. You know what I mean? And maybe someone would change like I did. You know what I mean? I went in there for dealing. I was dealing coke. I was dealing meth. That's why I got knocked down. I came out. I had a shitball work ethic going in, but I had the best work ethic coming out because as soon as I did come out, when I was in work release, got that job, I ain't never looked back. I've only had 2 jobs in the last 7 years I've been out.
That's amazing too, man.
And each one, I went higher and higher and higher. So, and it's because of, and I tell people all the time, it's because of me going to prison that now look what I'm doing. I'm like a little success story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. And that's
and
what drew me to your story. Yeah.
I mean, I'm finally free and clear because I did 8 years, 9 months out of a 20-year sentence. And then I had 5 years paper on top of that. And so when I got out, I wasn't trying to make nothing shake anymore. The only thing I was slanging was some food.
I know that's right, man. And I'm hungry as hell right now, man. All right, let me ask you one more question, man. One more question. This one's pretty vital. Can someone go in there, non-affiliated, not in an organization, lone wolf, and survive?
I think
Peacefully, you think?
I think so. For the most part, man, like I said, there was all kind of gangs in there. But if you go in and you earn your respect, you know what I'm saying? You don't lay down to nobody and carry yourself as a man, and the number one thing is never meddle in someone else's affairs. That's the number one. That's the number one reason people get locked in the head. But if you can go in there, do you, be a man, and just do your time and find something to do while you're in there. Programs or reading or whatever. My main thing was working and coming back and cooking. Made my time fly like that. You know what I mean? I kept busy in a positive way.
Yeah.
But yeah, most definitely. If a man went in there and just carried himself right, not affiliated, he could make it.
I know that's right. And I made a video how, I said, man, believe it or not, these damn dishes I'd be making, if you learn how to cook them, they could save your life. They could turn some things around and get some things shaken in prison if you know how to make a beast ass swole. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because if you can cook, you're never gonna go hungry.
I know that. I know, man.
You're always gonna
There's
eat.
plenty of people that want you to cook too, man. Trust and
Yes.
believe. And they don't care about breaking off a little something for it,
There
man.
you go.
But
my kids, I ain't seen them in years, right?
yeah.
They lived in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't get to visit them. The number one thing they wanted from me when I got out was prison food. They wanted me to cook prison food for that, and that's what I did. The whole week I was out there, I made them everything: calzone, burritos, the suckers, the cakes. I used to send recipes to my daughter, and she would make them at home.
Oh damn, man, that's cool, man.
Even my daughter knows how to was 5 states away, was making prison cakes at home.
That's crazy, man.
They loved it, man.
They're good though. People be sleeping on that shit, man. It's crazy. I still eat them to this day, and people are like, man, look. I'm not making the video for view. I'm actually making this shit because I really want one. I thought y'all enjoy watching me make it at the same time, but yeah, man, I love it.
I'm a chef, and I've been cooking all kinds of stuff. I still eat noodles. I make my slams. You know what I mean? Me and my wife sit down, watch TV, and eat a slam.
Yeah, me and my wife did one about 3-4 days ago. Look, every time they be talking my old lady be talking that shit sometimes, but when I whip it up and I'm sitting there on the couch, she's like, all right, let me get some.
Exactly.
I always come back.
Yeah, I ain't gonna touch that.
Yeah.
Then they smell it, be like, well, damn.
Damn, what is that? Did you cook it different this time? I'm like, no, it's the same damn thing. All right, well, let me get a little taste.
There you go. Yep.
But all right, man. One more question before we leave. What is your favorite dish out here? Not a prison dish. I'm talking about your favorite dish. I like to hear that from chefs.
My favorite dish is lasagna.
Really?
But, yeah, I love lasagna. But my favorite thing to cook is fish.
Oh.
And I don't even really like fish, but I love to cook it, and I sell the hell out of it. It's just, man, I like
It's a hard thing to cook sometimes too, man.
Yeah, but my main thing is the instant gratification that I get when I bring your plate out to you, and I see a smile on your face when you take that bite, and you're like, ooh, that's what I get out of cooking. You know what I mean?
Especially when the plate, it's an art, man. You bring that plate out there, and it comes through. What is it? I think they say it comes through the eyes first, then the nose, and then your taste. Yes. So presentation is everything, and seeing people's reactions to beautiful plates, man. I mean, I've made some pretty exotic dishes for my wife, and she's like, damn. So yeah, it's awesome, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You said fish. Look, one of those Chef Juniors that I seen was cooking fish, but all they did was pile a bunch of salt on that shit and threw it in the oven on bake.
Yeah, baked it in the salt.
Yeah,
baked it in the salt.
That's crazy. I'm like,
you would think it was super salty, but it's really not.
Yeah, that's what they said, man. But in my eyes, I'm like, damn, how's this little freaking kid know how to make this thing like this? You know what I mean? I'm like, this shit's crazy. I wish I had. I love my kids. I got 4 daughters, but damn, I hope one of them grows up to be a badass chef. Boy,
I got 6 daughters.
Oh my god! Yeah. How the hell is that? You ain't got no sons?
I got 2 cats and a dog, all boys.
Oh, that's your long lost sons, man.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm glad I ain't got 6 though, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Well, maybe I gotta have you on for part 2. What's your oldest? How old is your oldest daughter?
Like almost 30 now. Like
Okay, well
28.
then, yeah, maybe I should have you on the part 2. Give me some tips on how to deal with men, man, coming around, man. I don't know how I'm handle it, man.
Yeah.
You
Just keep your
know,
shotgun handy, man.
oh God, I'm not allowed to own one.
You mean neither? I first watched you probably about maybe a year ago, and
Yeah,
I was like, man, this is pretty cool. You know, I connected because being in prison, I connected with your videos, and just want to tell you, brother, man, keep doing what you're doing.
thank
You
you,
know what I'm
man.
saying? I enjoy it. My wife's always like, why are you watching this prison stuff? I said, you know what? I connect to it. I enjoy watching it. In almost every video you do, there is a message.
Yeah,
You know what I
damn right,
mean?
man, for sure.
And you, even if it's just one person you reach, you did your job.
Hey, for sure, man. And you know, this video right here will probably reach a few hundred as well, man. Seeing how you took the whole chef thing to a whole nother level, and you're in the mix now out here in the streets, really making some beautiful meals and making some good money, man. People, you know, it's the stories that, you know, when we tell our stories, we don't really think it will reach too many people, but it does. You know what I mean?
Can I add one? I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Yeah.
The supervisor who, when I was a culinary arts clerk, when I got out, we kind of stayed in touch. Now he runs the culinary arts department for all Indiana. Now he had called me and actually offered me a job working for the Indiana Department of Corrections as a culinary arts instructor.
Damn.
And so I went through the interview and everything. Everything was cool, but then they were gonna and the warden and everybody they wanted to hire me. The school was willing to hire me and everything, but at the last minute they tried to screw me over on money, so I couldn't couldn't do it. But anyhow, yeah. I wanted that job so bad, but I just couldn't drop and I couldn't drop $10,000 a year in pay.
Yeah.
But they would have never found someone as good for that position as me, because I would have been able to reach them people.
Yeah, for
I
sure,
was in
man.
their seat just a few years back. So I just about to throw that out there.
They don't think about stuff like that. They don't. It probably it's all about money.
That would have been the perfect job for me.
Yeah, man,
and the perfect job.
You spit the wisdom all day, and
exactly.
And stuff like that, man. Is the type of reform that needs to be happening, man. Get more convicts out here that have their own businesses and jobs. Let them run around in there and spit some wisdom. But at the same time, there's so many bad eggs that are in prison that just ruins it for everybody, man. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I see how it is for the government, and I see how it is for us. We want these things. They want those things, but they can't, because so many people have screwed them over in time, and they've taken so much away. And that's how it is. I've made a video on that. One guy will screw up for the whole bunch.
One person ruined it for everybody.
It's sad to say, man, but that is the type of time that we're on, man. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming out here on this beautiful Saturday. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Did you cook it?
Yeah, I went over to my daughter's house, my son-in-law's house, and we spent the night, and we whipped it up. Me and my wife went over there, and she did her little greens, and I cooked the turkey and everything. It was
awesome.
Like butter. It was like butter.
Oh, damn, I'm hungry as hell, man. I got to get out of here, man. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're out and you had a good Thanksgiving. Man, you know what it is, man. Just like me, you said to me, just keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully people enjoy this video, man,
Also, I enjoyed you taking the time out and kicking it with me.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I watch all your videos, man. I love it, man. You keep doing what you're doing. And hey, you know what? I salute you, bro.
Hey, thank you. Beat me the damn punch, man. Hey, I salute to you, man, and you are a part of this channel now, my friend.
Yes,
as long as the wheels go, you're up in here, and people are gonna be watching it every single day. Even if it's not a lot, it's always gonna be someone watching every video I make. Every single video, there's not one video that doesn't get viewed every day. Okay, it's always at least 10 views per. There's always someone watching a video in YouTube.
I'm always
on
watching.
this channel. Yeah, for sure. You are a part of this, and like I said before many times, man, it's people like you that are making this channel and changing it in a whole nother direction, man. It's an amazing thing, man, and I thank you for coming on.